Hi everybody, it's Rick at Cycle Fitness again, and we've got people coming in getting ready for the 5-borough ride this weekend. And I just want to go over a few things that you really should be checking before you go out on your great adventure through the 5 boroughs there. And the first thing is, if you've got a rack on the back of your car, you can use it like a little work stand. The first thing I want to show you is your tires, okay? And you want to examine your tires and see if you have any cuts. And if you zoom in right over here, I think I just found a cut on my tire. There it is right there. All right, and what I like to do is I like to let a little air out of my tires, and then I pinch it and I pick all the little pieces of glass out with a toothpick, because it takes a while for the glass to work its way into the tire and puncture the tube. And what I will do is I'll take shoe goo and I'll put it in that little cut. Of course, you're going to want to do that the night before, and that will make the tire last longer and less likely to get a flat. And then we'll pump our tires up and use a floor pump with a gauge, right? You know, make sure you have them up to pressure. You can pump them up the night before. You don't have to pump them up in the morning. Next thing, it's never a bad idea to check your nuts and bolts, okay? The cleat on the bottom of your shoes, I can't tell you how many times people have come in and they're missing a bolt. And if you just check those once in a while, you won't have to worry about them coming loose. We actually had someone who actually cleat came completely off in an event because he just hadn't checked it. But the sort of things you want to check is your seat binder, your seat post clamp, or your clamp that clamps your saddle on. We've had that kind of stuff slip around. I like to check my handlebars, the stem, and the handlebar clamp. Just give them a little snug. Your crank arm bolts, all bikes are different, but make sure the crank bolts are tight. Never hurts to check your pedals, making sure they're tight. And your chain ring bolts too. We've gotten bikes in on repairs and there's a chain ring bolt missing. And if someone had checked that, that probably would not have happened. Your water bottle boss bolts, those can be, you know, those have come loose before. I don't know if you've ever been on a ride and heard that rattle, but keep that stuff tight too. And then you have the contents of your seat bag. This is the seat bag, goes up under your seat obviously. And you want to put the bare essentials in here. A lot of people say they want to be able to put their cell phone in and their wallet. Of course your wallet would be fine to put in there. But I don't think it's a good idea to put a cell phone in a seat bag because of all the vibration from the bumpy roads. You're much better putting it in your jersey pocket. I just wrap it in a plastic bag so that the sweat, or if it rains, your phone doesn't get wet. So anyway, so we do the minimal amount, small seat bag. We'll put a tube in there, all right? Make sure it's the right tube for your bike. And also, if you've had a tube in your seat bag for about a century or so, it's probably a good idea to replace it. They do last a long time, but sitting in a seat bag, you could rub a hole in it, and you certainly don't want to put a new tube in and have it not hold air. And also, too, I've seen people take a tube out that was the one that got flat before. All right. You want to carry some tire levers. That's what you need to get the tire off the rim. And I like to use CO2s. This is how I pump up my tire. I always carry an extra one in case one gets messed up. I'll always carry a patch kit. Okay. And this is a glueless patch kit. It works great. So these are the things I'll put in my seat bag. And I'll also carry a little bottle of lubricant. Okay, this is a little bottle of ProLink I wrap in a plastic bag, and I put it in with a small rag, and I'll show you why I carry a rag. There's a couple reasons why I'll carry a little rag in my seat bag. But I can't tell you how many bike rides I've been on, and somebody's chain is chirping, or their derailleur pulleys are chirping, and I just break out my trusty little bottle of ProLink, and it quiets the ride down nicely. Some guys will carry a mini pump though. They'll mount right next there if they're, you know, they don't want to deal with CO2s. That's doable too. Okay. And the other thing you want to do is you obviously want to lube your chain. And when you lube your chain, you're just going to, you know, drip your lubricant on as you pedal it backwards. Again, if you have this on your car, it's easy to do. Okay, just pedal it backwards, drip the lube on. But more importantly, you take that rag and you wipe it down. We spend more time wiping the chains down than we do actually lubricating them. So you just wipe, 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 wipe. Another reason that we carry a little rag in there is if we do get a flat tire, we'll run the rag up inside the tire Because if there's a piece of glass or a thorn in there, you won't cut yourself. You'll catch it on the rag. And then probably the last thing that I want to mention is nutrition. Of course, you want to drink plenty of water. If it's a long ride, like the 5-borough ride, you're going to have a second bottle cage and probably 2 of these bottles. And it's a really good idea to put some sort of electrolyte in your bottle too. This is Elixir from Camelback, and this is a great electrolyte replacement without all the sugar, like Gatorade and that sort of thing. And then, you know, you got your bars and you got your goos and that sort of thing. And probably on a big event, you probably don't want to try something new, you know. You want to try what has worked for you in the past. And I think that just about covers it. So have a great ride if you're going on the 5-borough, but these are things that you should check before every big ride.